everyone, I'm going to do a rainbow wiggle tie-dye today. I have been asked a couple of times if I will show how I do it, so here we go. I'm really sorry this is not the best view. I've not got the best equipment for this, but I hope that you can get the gist of it anyway. Okay, so first of all, some people like to turn their t-shirts inside out to stop getting bits that have built up in the bottles making marks. So I'll do that. Okay. And then I need to decide what side I want my wiggle to go from. And normally I would go from this side. So I'm going to just grab a marker that you can wash off. This one's a Crayola one. These ones are pretty good. They do work quite well on the soda ash. Oh yeah, I have soda ash my t-shirt and it is just barely damp. I'll try to spin it out as much as possible. I prefer to work with my t-shirt damp, like damper. Some people like to do it dry. Personally, I've never tried to do the wiggle with a dry one. If you're interested, I will try out the dry t-shirt. Have got a few already soda ash and dried. This is actually a child's t-shirt, 7 to 8, because I do more children's t-shirts than I do adults. So anyway, I'm going to draw my wiggle. So I'm going to go from this corner here, right up where the sleeve meets the shoulder piece, and I'm just going to draw a wiggly line all the way to the bottom opposite corner to there. Okay, I like to make sure I don't leave any bare bits when I do my drawing, because when I'm folding it I can't see it anymore. So just fill in those bits that I've missed there. Okay. Right. And then once I've done that, I'm going to concertina, like a fold that's like a concertina, all the way to the end. I like to use these stainless steel pegs because it can get a little bit fiddly, especially because I have little digits, chubby little fingers. So I like to use these. I'm gonna start. Sorry, I'll just move these colours out of the way. So from the bottom edge, I am folding over just like a concertina. Well, I think people call it an accordion fold. So as I approach the bits that get a little bit more tricky, so I'm coming up to one now, I'm going to just put a peg in a few of these just to hold it while I get round this corner. Okay. So you're just making sure that all of your line meets all together, it stays together. So as I'm turning the corner, I'm twisting the shirt so that the line stays completely straight, or as straight as you can get it. Sometimes you lose a bit along the way, but generally, as long as you stick to the line as much as you can, you'll end up with a good result. Okay, I'm coming to another one. And just following that line, making sure I'm twisting the shirt and keeping that line completely straight. And you don't have to use the pegs, I just use them because it's fiddly. And I used to do it without, but I found that I would just get really stressed if I dropped it halfway through. So then I bought these. I think I got them from Amazon. They're just stainless steel pegs. They don't rust, so you don't get rust marks on any of your shirts. And they're also good if you're gonna like hang dye. So you like put some dye on your shirt and you just hang it from a hanger, I suppose. Here we go. I'm getting to the end. Yeah, right. So what I'm going to do is just make sure before I pull my pegs out that my lines are quite straight. They're all lining up. See there? You can see the line. And just maneuver it so that it's as straight as you can get it. I mean, you're never going to get it perfect. I mean, some people can actually. Some people do. They spend a lot of time doing their tie-dye. Whereas I'm a bit more sort of, dare I say it, slapdash. But that's just the kind of person I am. Right, also, I'm going to use elastic bands because this is just how I've always done it. I do find sometimes using the sinew is just a little bit fiddly for this one, although some people would probably prefer it. But I'm just going to tie it with an elastic. A minute. Okay. We'll put one either side of that line. That back out. That's nice and secure. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scrunch either side of this because that's what I would normally do. I mean, you can do something else. You can leave it plain. Some people might want to do that. Or, you know, I'm probably just going to use one colour to make the rainbow stand out more. But yeah, I'm going to scrunch it. So some people do like amazing scrunches, and mine are never like amazing. So if anyone's got any tips on how you do really good scrunches, please leave me a comment. Grab a towel. I'll pop this on the towel. Right, now you can just see this. You can just see where the wiggles start to weave on either side. Right, when you're doing your rainbow, you have to be really careful about not going over these wiggles. Otherwise you're not going to get that wiggly line effect. It will just be like a rainbow blur, which would probably look really cool as well. I have obviously done this a few times and I've had some of those incidents, and I don't hate them, never hate them. People still like them, so that's great. So you won't really get a fail, but if you want that nice wiggle look, you want to stay within this bit, and that's where it gets really tricky. It's quite difficult to get your colours in thin lines, and some people are so amazing at it, but I'm really not. So I have to have a bit of patience. So I do use these like really fine needle tip bottles, so I find that they're easier for getting those sharper lines. I mean, you might even want to try this with an ice dye and line up your dyes down it. That would probably look quite cool. I haven't done that yet. So anyway, I always start with my yellow because as if you're, you know, a dye and you've been doing dyeing for a while, you will know that the yellow always gets gobbled up pretty easily by other colours. So, and also it's my central colour for down the middle of my rainbow. So I put that on first, and then I move either side outwards. Okay, so here goes. Oh, yeah, just remembered something. So before you start dyeing, so I should have done this before, but you need to have a look at where the top part of your t-shirt is, which I think is this side. So where your arms are, okay? Because that is where you're going to want to put your red. So the top of your rainbow wants to be up where the sleeves are, and the bottom. So the purple wants to be at the bottom. I've done upside down one, which, like I say, still looks cool, but there's a little bit of, you know, OCD in me, and I'm like, that rainbow's upside down. Do it again. So yeah, so just make sure that you put your red at the top and your purple at the bottom. So you could just get up your pen and put like a little dot, so you know that that's top side, that's bottom side. Okay. I do put quite a fair amount of yellow on because, like I say, I don't want other colours to gobble it up, and also it mixes absolutely fine with your green and your orange. So I do tend to be a bit more heavier with the yellow, but you need to be careful that you've only got, I'm going to just put a line so you know. So where my folds go, I have got literally about this much space to fit my rainbow in. So I need to just remember that all my colours aren't going to be that size. The strips won't be that thick. So yeah, now I'm going to do my orange. So with my orange, I'm going to just lay it next to that yellow as close as I can get. I mean, if you can actually do this with just the 3 primary colours. If you don't have every, you know, rainbow colour, you could just, like, you just lay on the red on top of that yellow, and then I normally would put another bit of yellow over the top just to make it that orange colour. I'm gonna put my red on. I'll just pop these on for now, and then I'll go back over again to saturate that a bit more. My green, whoopsie, green everywhere. Oh yeah, I don't have gloves on because I wanted you to be able to see what I was doing with my fingers, and at the minute it's kind of really hard to get hold of the non-latex gloves. I mean, I imagine because of COVID lots of people have been out and bought them, so I have been using like a set of marigolds but I thought if I put them on you're not going to be able to see my fingers properly, so I just left them off for now. So I'll just have to deal with green hands for a few days. Although obviously I would advise that you would use gloves normally. Okay. I'm going to take that green, I'm going to put it right up against that yellow. Blue. close to that line, purple. Okay, then I'm going to go back over those colours just to make sure it's nice and saturated. Then I will turn it over once I feel like there's enough gone down through the middle section. And if you've watched any of Mr. Tie-Dye's videos, he will give you a great tip on knowing if you've got enough saturation on the top of your garment, because you get these like fuzzy little white bits. I don't know if you can see that very well on this camera, but they're just like little fuzzy white bits that will sit on top of your fabric. If it's not saturated enough, you want all those to go. And I'll just keep going until I'm happy with the amount of saturation that is going on here. Oops. Now you probably noticed I am really clumsy as well. Super clumsy. So yeah, sometimes I do end up with extra spots on my designs that were not intended because I've just dropped something or I've overfilled it. I'm just terrible. So I'm going to do my scrunchies, and I'm going to use this hot pink colour. And normally what I do, I will leave a little, not a massive one, but a little gap between my rainbow and my shirt colour, just because it makes the rainbow just stand out a little bit more. Just a bit more on this. Now I'm going to flip it over. It looks like it's come through now. And I'm going to do the same on the other side in the same order. So I'll do my yellow again. And then I'm going to do Now I have to be careful because sometimes my colour in my bottle doesn't match my actual colour lid. I don't have enough of them. I need to get some more. That's my children, they've just come in to see what I'm up to. Hopefully they'll stay a little bit quiet when I'm doing this video. Okay. There we are. And then that's it really. What I do now is I normally put it in like a resealable bag, like what I've got my clips in here, one of these, a bit bigger though. And I will leave it for 24 to 48 hours and then I will reveal it. Just pick this up, be a bit naughty and pick it up. There we go, just so you can get a look at it. I might just put a bit more pink just in there, just so it's not too obvious a white line, just a little one. Okay, so there you have the rainbow wiggle, and I will reveal it in a couple of days time. Thank you. Thanks for watching. And this is 24 hours after I did my dye because I'm super impatient when it comes to tie-dyes. I would recommend that if you can leave it longer then you will get a deeper, stronger colour. Anyway, I rinsed it with cold water, and then what I'll do is I will put it in the washing machine. I only ever do it with just a hot wash. There is a big debate at the minute on the Tie-Dye UK page, or the UK tie-dye page, Tie-Dye UK. Anyway, whether you should put in Synthropol, I can't really say that, or Dawn, which is something from America. It's basically like fairy washing up liquid. Some people use washing up liquid, some people don't use anything at all. I don't, and I find that actually I get vibrant colours and they don't fade, just as long as you're using really good quality products. I think that you get a good quality outcome. Anyway, one rainbow wiggle. Let's put it the right way around. Pretty happy with the outcome. There's quite a lot of white in there, but I don't dislike it at all. I think it looks nice. There's a bit of blue here. Now that's a good example of trying to stay in those lines. You remember when I said don't go over those lines, the red ones that I drew, because this is what happens. Obviously I've gone over a little bit there, but I mean mostly it's pretty good. But if you were to go over a lot, you'd end up with just a big blur of colour. But still pretty happy with that. Thanks for watching, guys.